We're live again. Hey, everybody. John here in the studio, Studio 10-4, weekly update for November 19th, 2021. Oh, man, this year is winding down. It is winding down fast, too. So Thanksgiving next week, hopefully a chance for everybody to get together with their family, friends, loved ones. I don't know if y'all ever do a Friendsgiving. We used to do that around here every Thanksgiving. I used to do it on Thanksgiving Eve. We're actually not going to have one this year. I'm going to do it probably first or second week of December, kind of get everybody together and have a little party. There's just too much going on right now. I think with everybody being able just to get out and do stuff and be normal again, they are. So we'll rendezvous back with that in December sometime on my end. But I hope you guys get a chance to get together, hang out. You know, the Friendsgiving thing, that all started when I was a kid back home. I say kid, I should say graduated from high school, and everybody that left went to college. Everybody come back home. We'd all get together, all of us kids, and we'd hang out and party on Thanksgiving Eve and get ruined. And then, back then there was no such thing as hangovers, right? We're just young and full of it, so we didn't ever have those problems, and we're ready for Thanksgiving the next day. So anyway, I hope you guys end up enjoying your Thanksgiving, at least get that day and maybe the Friday off, and then get back to work if you need to. Daniel, good to have you on the show, and appreciate you tuning in. Want to take a moment and thank our presenters tonight, which is Pittsburgh Power, pittsburghpower.com. Max Mileage is the product that they bring to us and to you, as well as many others, but that's the focus of our show this evening, and their sponsorship and presentation. Max Mileage is a fuel additive, fuel catalyst that they've invented, created, manufacture, and make available. You can put this stuff in anything. It's good for trucks, big trucks, diesel or gas burning. So check them out at pittsburghpower.com. Love the guys over there at Pittsburgh Power. Bruce Mallinson, been around for years, been a long time contributor and, of course, marketing partner of 10-4 magazine. You want to check out the latest in performance tips and cool stuff. And in this month's edition, there's a show report on the show that they hosted over there by his place in Pittsburgh. So go check it out and let me know what you guys think. Also want to thank Renegade Products USA. Of course, Renegade makes some of the finest keep your truck shiny, clean, and smelling good, looking good products out there on the market. Check them out at renegadeproductsusa.com. And of course, everybody's on Facebook. Check them out over there on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll be able to catch the latest of what's going on with them as well. Kevin, nice to have you on the show. We're doing good, man. Doing good on a Friday night. It's fall, it's cold, it's everything it's supposed to be. All we need is some rain. CG, what has happened, my man? Good to have you on the show. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Absolutely happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to your family and everybody else tuning in as well. Tonight's show is our cover trucker of the month feature show. This month, Gus Hulstein is the guy on the cover. Well, his truck is anyway. And unfortunately, he's not here with us yet. And that was a chance we were taking tonight. He's working. Go figure, right? Guy's got to make money. So he's out there spinning the wheels, making the dough. If he doesn't make it in, we'll circle back. I hate using that, but we'll circle back and we'll get him another time. And maybe we'll get him in later. We'll see what happens. But I've got some other things to kind of keep us going here. If he is trying to get that truck parked and get set up and we get him in, that's great. If not, we'll still talk about him anyways, because I got somebody hanging in the green room right now that is a friend of Gus's and ours. You guys will all know him when I bring him in, but we'll leave him in the green room. He's actually in his red room. It's our green room, but it's his red room tonight. You'll see what I mean when I bring him in. Dan Linss in the house. Cheers to you, buddy. If that means you're already one up on me, then I hate you. You're already having a cocktail or a beer. I'm not sure which, maybe, because it is Friday night, and some of us don't drink weeknights, so I hear. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes through the holidays. Casey Smith, good to have you in the house. Hey, appreciate that, man. I really do. Nice to hear compliments out there always. And we try to bring something to you guys that's worth paying attention to. And of course, looking at and seeing. Sometimes we get good people on here, and other times it's some video features and show reports and different things like that. So we try to mix it up. Danny Kimball in the house. Danny, I'm glad you showed up, buddy. And it's fun. Dan and I were having a conversation the other day, and I didn't say this then on the conversation, but you know, um, congratulations on making the Shell Super Rigs. Good job, man. I think that's for the official 10-4 calendar too, with all the guys that are in there from 10-4. Did I say that out loud? I think I did. No, congrats to all the guys that are in there. It's like a who's who of 10-4 magazine, either features or covers, or folks that are definitely part of the family and friends of 10-4 magazine. So I'd say that, you're if you're good enough for us, you're probably good enough for Shell Super Rigs. So congrats to all you guys that made it in there. That's a 12-month feature that I know a lot of folks look forward to getting in on. So congratulations to all the winners on that one. Philip Martin, yeah, good evening to you, sir. Joel Williams, nice to have you. It's Sparks, Nevada. How's it going in Sparks, Nevada? It's right there next door to Reno, just about 2 hours from me. Tony Merck, nice to have you, buddy. You up there in Oregon doing your thing. Good to have you on board. Yeah, Danny, yeah. Danny's rubbing it in, bragging rights, man. Check it out, right? Third time, but it never gets old. Well, it doesn't. I'm sure it doesn't. And Dan, you're right, buddy. Dan's got it right there. Quote of the night. So yeah, when you're good, you're good, right? I mean, there's some nice trucks out there. And listen, you know what? There's a lot of nice trucks out there that don't make it into anything. Just either they haven't yet, maybe sometimes, they never will. But there's a lot of beautiful iron out there. And a lot of these guys, I'll tell you, man, everybody's got a story. And this month's guy, Gus, honestly, I just read the whole cover story that Dan wrote. And oh man, I'll tell you, this kid's got a story, and his family's got a story, which is really cool. And I hope we're able to share that with you tonight with him. And if not, then we'll work around it. But we'll get there. We'll get there. In current events right now, I mean, look, I'm not going to just walk around it and not say it. Um, some stuff that's good and not so good going on in our industry. You know, frankly, I'm tired of us taking the blame for everything that's wrong in the country as far as logistics and transportation and delivery and goods and services and things. This latest one just really fried me, and I'll tell you, after looking around and some of the photos that I've seen and some of our friends and family of 10-4 and people in the industry in general, the latest thing that really just fries me is that the mainstream media um, has just decided to pin racism on the trucking industry and call us out on that. So I know for a fact that in this industry are some of the best, most generous, gracious, friendly, welcoming people that there are in this country, and would give you the shirt off their backs and help you any way they could, anytime they can. So, uh, I just want to say, you know what? Shake it off, guys. I'm trying to, and I hope that we continue to lead by example. Hey, listen, it's not a perfect industry. I know there's guys out there that we all shake our heads at. I know that. That's just life. But to throw us all under the bus like that, I'm sorry, I'm not accepting it, and I won't tolerate it. I just won't. I'm not going to do it. So you guys are awesome, and just keep being that way. And in this group here, man, I'll tell you, this is some of the best out there in the country, that are out representing and making us all look good. So keep doing what you're doing. I just got a text, and let's see. Oh, Gus says his voice is gone. So there's foul two. So Gus is fighting a cold. Um, I guess I'm not sure if that means he's going to be in or not. Let me ask him real quick. Are you in? Whoops. Or not able to? And let's see what he says. But yeah, He's got kids and they came home with the crud. And in our conversation yesterday, we were talking about it, people don't even talk about colds anymore, right? It's all like, oh, you coughed, got the COVID. Something you're sick, you got the COVID. It's like cold and flu don't even exist anymore. Who cares, right? Well, people still get colds, and Gus has one right now. He got it from the kids. So we'll see if he is either trying to figure it out so that he can get on the show, or if he's going to have to defer to another time. And either way, we'll work it out and make it good. Joel, good to have you on here, Bus. Always, let's see, get that in there. You know what, Joel? I'll have to agree with you. And I'll say this. After I looked at the story in the magazine and read some of the stuff and looked at all the pictures, and I told this to Dan. I said, Gus reminds me of me. I mean, at the age that he's at right now and doing what he's doing right now, it reminds me a lot of me, um, and a lot of other guys out there too. Believe me, I don't hold the exclusive on it, but I mean, to do what he's doing and being out there. Loved reading about how his wife's out there doing the things that she does to help, even if it means holding a flashlight and handing him a wrench, when he needs to, and he's out there working on the truck. But yeah, that was my story too, man. That was working out. Although I was fortunate, I had a shop, so I was on a cold concrete slab rolling around underneath the truck at night sometimes. Not my nicer trucks either. I'm talking about back in the day, which is even kind of funnier, is that Gus used to drive an 85 Max Superliner transfer. Well, that's kind of what I started in the big rig business. And I did have a dump truck, a 10-wheeler before that. But yeah, man, I I was in a 1980 Max Superliner with a 8V92 Silver 92. And I don't know what Gus had in his 85, but I'd be curious about that. Yeah, Rob, I was a truck driver, owner operator. I had a few trucks, had a small fleet. Used to run a string of trucks out of Manteca, California. Had a lot of guys in the area that worked with me, and my own trucks where I had drivers that drove for me. So all no bottoms, excuse me, end dump, transfers, and 10-wheelers. So yeah, look at the 2003 December edition. In fact, over my shoulder right there, that's me. And that was from the then centerfold of the magazine. So Miss Julia saying hello from the sofa, waving over at me. How you doing, honey? She just got got out of the city before any crazy stuff, if it's going to happen, happens in the Bay Area. I got to go back around to another, topic. Kyle Rittenhouse today found innocent and charges dismissed with prejudice, meaning he's done. Game over. The court proceedings are over for him, and he was found innocent of all charges. So I was pleased to see what I did see in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and Kenosha, I'm kind of familiar with. Snap-on Tools, right? Yeah, Danny, right on. 20 minutes from Kenosha. So Kenosha is where the home of Snap-on Tools. I was happy to see that the court people dissipated. There wasn't, what looked like there was trouble starting. It looked like it was done. And frankly, I hope that the take on this is a positive one for everybody. And listen, I know it's not going to be. I'm not kidding myself here, but the fact that it turned out the way that it did, look at it says that this is still America, and you have the right to defend yourself. And he did, and it was proven so. Dan chiming in there. Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like, and we've got the news going in the living room here on just the other side of the studio. It looks like there's some unrest, as they call it, whatever the hell that means, going on, and that's Brooklyn, Miss Julia. Brooklyn, yeah. So, yeah. Like they have so much invested in this thing to be out there doing stupid things that they might end up doing. I don't know. I don't get it. I just know this. I personally am satisfied with the decision the jury made. It was put through the system, our process of justice, and it was the way that it has been done, thousands of times before, and will be done thousands of times again after this court process took place, and the outcome is what it is. So let's hope we can all be adults about it and act that way and not act out. Um, Tony, yeah, man, Manteca, buddy. So Manteca High School. Um, I lived in Manteca 15 years. I don't know if you knew that or not, but that's where I was owner operator out of Manteca, California. 15 years I lived there, just south of the 120, in between airport and Union, down there. In fact, behind now, my place is behind Bass Pro Shop over there. So um, that yeah. What a changed area that is. So anyway, I haven't heard back from Gus yet. So I'm gonna see if he texts me back or if he's gonna try to get in. We'll give him a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna bring our guest in. Something else I want to bring up right now. You guys know that we are, and I'm gonna share it with you right now. Giving away free gifts. So this is our sticker that we posted up. I've got one right here in my hand. These are the cool ones. 10-4 magazine stickers. Last month, we included a free poster with every magazine sent out to our subscribers. This month, we're going to give away one of these. So every subscriber will get one with your magazine. This is going to be your December. Dan, help me out. Is it December edition that's going to come out with that? Or is it going to be, it's coming in now, I think December, right? So December, get a subscription now and order it before December 1st, and it will be in there as well. So you'll get your December. If you get a subscription with the magazine right now, you'll get the December edition. And it's just confirmed there by Mr. Dan Linss that that is correct. So these are cool stickers. I got one on mine. I have my version of 10-4, and I have a name for it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or not, so I'll hold that to myself. But it's my vehicle out there for doing the mobile thing that we do, whether it's around the area locally or out and about. But we do our live stream things out there, and we have our mobile command center as it is, and what we do that kind of originates out of that car. But get yourself a subscription. And if you guys haven't got a subscription yet, a 10-4 magazine, it comes to you every month. It comes shipped in a clear plastic sleeve that is sealed and protected so that your magazine that you get will be exactly like it is the day that it comes off the press, nice and fresh and clean, smelling like the ink and paper that it was printed on the day it was. So if you go to 10-4 magazine, subscribe, you can do that. This is on our Facebook page right now. You can click on this link and bada bing, it'll take you right to it. There it is. Get yourself set up. If you have a shop and you want multiple magazines, we have a 5 copy per month package. It's $125 for the year. The cost of the subscription is not anything to do with magazine sales. It is a cost. It is to deal with the cost of the shipping. So the magazine's still free. And somebody brought that up one time and said, thought the magazine is free. Well, the magazine is free, but it costs money to get it out to you. It comes right from the printer. They actually wrap those and ship them from the printer. So question from Miss Julia. She wants to know, do we have any children's size shirts? So funny you should mention that. Our next up, and there they are. So this is from the stayloaded.com website. If you're looking for 10-4 swag, this is what we have. And the sizes, I'm going to click on one because this one happens to be one of my favorites. This is the back row shirt. Well, there you go. We got medium, large, extra large, 2X, 3X, 4X, 5X. So all the little people and the really big people bought all those sizes out. So there's no 6XL and there's no smalls. So all the big, really, really big people and the really small people are going to be looking real good this year because they all got theirs. The rest of y'all better step in and get yours before they're gone. And I'll tell you, honestly, guys, I'm not trying to pump sales here. I'm just trying to tell you, if you don't get it now, there is a chance that you won't get it at all because this stuff sells out. It does. And then it's up to our guys over at Stay Loaded to make another batch, and it's up to them to do it. We rely on them and they take care of us. But this time of year right now, get yourself set up with your 10-4 gear. And there's some other cool shirts out here. The Silver Lining shirt's another nice one. They're all nice. Logo shirt turned out really nice as well. So looks like we've got more sizes of the logo shirt, and not as many over here in the 4X and 6L. So some of the big boys are getting their Silver Lining. I'll tell you what was cool was seeing so many of these shirts in Joplin during the GBATS show, Guilty by Association truck show. And it was amazing, man. I'll tell you, there was a lot of folks out there with 10-4 shirts on. So it's cool to see that. All right. You guys know where to go. Go there. And that is, again, stayloaded.com, collections, 10-4 magazine apparel. You can kind of cruise through the website there, and you'll find our stuff. It's all there ready for you to order. They'll send everything right over there to you. So right now we're coming up on almost 6:30. And Victor Verrett at Camp eating seafood gumbo. Victor, where's Camp? What is Camp? Tell me what that is, buddy. Seafood gumbo sounds good, but I don't know what Camp is. So you're going to have to help me out with that one. Let's get this guy in the show. So I got a special guest that I wanted to bring in tonight. And that's somebody that he's just one of those guys. In fact, another one of the real deal guys. Been around a while. Cover trucker here on the magazine. In fact, I'm going to bring his up right now as well. And one of the guys I love hanging out with. Hey, hang on. So there's Gus. All right. So Gus is going to have to take a rain check. And he can't. So I want him to get well. Let me just tell him get well. And we'll do it another time. Sorry to hear that, man. That's too bad. But, you can't do everything all the time. So I am going to bring our special guest in. He was the 2019, July 2019 cover truck. And you guys probably all remember him. That's Jake Bass. Jake, buddy, there you are, man.
John, how are you?
I am good, buddy. I'm so glad you're here.
No, I appreciate the heck out of this. I'll stand in for Gus any day of the week.
I know you remember that truck. We certainly do.
I do. I certainly do. And I certainly remember all the time you guys put into making it look a lot better than it did in person. I sure appreciate it.
Well, hey, that 10% sales commission check helped us out too. So
Absolutely.
Just kidding. There wasn't any sales comp check, but
a box of cigars and a bottle of whiskey, and we're good, buddy.
Yeah, PBR, man, PBR all the way. No, honestly, that was this was a cool shoot. We did this up on the mountain in up above Reno during the historic truck jamboree, whatever they call it. God, my brain it's
the
COVID
HHS
brain.
National Show.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. What did you keep that tap or what? Did that get to go with the truck?
No, it went with the truck. If you drill a hole in it and you put something in there, it ought to go to the buyer, I always feel.
I wanted one of those. I still want one of those. But that was a beautiful truck, and that was a fun shoot, and it got me to thinking about, what we've done and what we do in the as far as the interviews. Dan calls you guys up or however it works out. In your case, actually interviewed you there in real life, in person, right outside in the parking lot. So I thought to myself, maybe one of these days we're going to do something where we'll take advantage of those opportunities and record that so that there's sort of a B-roll for us to show and share later on of you guys getting interviewed, whether it's live like that, which doesn't happen very often, I don't think. Most of the time, I think Dan is doing those over the phone. with the guys. But that was a great opportunity, man. And you got a story too. I mean, you go way back. Your dad, and you and it's a family thing. Trucking's a family thing for you too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was. I mean, the whole reason I've done anything I've done is just the start that I got. Absolutely. Yeah. There's no way I'd been able to accomplish anything I've done or be right here talking to you if it wasn't for my dad and to start growing up in that lifestyle in that era in that time. And just like so many others, not just me, but there's just so many others out there that have had that start. And it's you always kind of migrate towards those people because you have just that common bond and that common start.
Yeah, there's not, I don't know. There's probably a lot of guys that could share that kind of a story. We haven't heard them all. We hear the ones we do, and we do. I think we take those as the diamonds that we find out there, and it answers a lot of questions because I read them, like over on a group. There was a fellow that posted something the other day, and he said, where's all the old, values, and where's all the old traditions, and where are the old guys at? And I think he was more asking, where's all that at in the new guys, the younger guys in the industry? And I was proud. I was glad to see some people chime in and say, hey, we're out here, man. We're here. We're doing what we can. You may not see us all the time or hear us all the time, but we're here.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of them out here, and you're not going to see them all the time. They're not out there self-promoting. They're just out there working, and they're doing things just for themselves, and they're not worried about what anybody thinks, and they're just trying to carry on the values that they felt were important to them when they grew up and the start they got, and they're just out here making a living and raising their family now. How they were raised, by their dad and maybe their grandpa and whatever. And they're not out there looking for anything other than just to be happy with what they have and what they're putting together and where they're going with their life.
Well, you getting a lot of howdies out here from folks. You seeing all that?
No, I can't see much. I don't know how I passed my eye test yesterday, but we're good now.
Congratulations. Yeah, Molly Forney saying, OMG, it's the Jake Bass.
You can't trust anything Molly says. Let me put that up there right now.
Well, she's being nice and saying howdy. So back at you, Molly, back at you. And Victor answered the question what camp was. So camp, he's out deer hunting. So yeah, get you one, buddy. Get some. And listen, if you're down around my area, I got a smoker that'd probably take some of that meat and make it real nice. So don't hesitate. We like making friends, especially they have venison. So absolutely. Look at this. Ethan Hale, the king of glass.
That's a pretty bold statement. I don't know about all that, but that's a pretty bold statement. A lot of guys out there killing it right now.
Hey man, I'll tell you, here's, and I'm going to dive in it here and find it. I know I saved a copy of your truck. There was something on here that I wanted to bring up. Let me see if I bring it up here. July, where are you at? 19. This photograph right here. I'll tell you, if this doesn't just, doesn't just stay.
The picture that won't go away.
Tell me and everybody else about this picture, buddy.
Well, there is a real story behind that. Years ago, it's funny, the impressions, growing up in this, stick with you your whole life. And, top of the Altamont, coming out of the Bay Area, I don't know, 87, 88. I was 8, 9 years old, something. I was riding with my dad coming out of the Bay. And he had a good friend that used to drive for Jess. Everybody from California remembers Jess, they're just a phenomenal fleet of trucks. And so he had a buddy, his name Daryl. And we were going west or east out of the Bay and sitting at the top of the brake check. My dad was doing his logbook, whatever. And he was talking to Daryl climbing the hill. And he told him I was with him. And so my dad says, well, jump out and wave at him, make sure he can see you, And so I jumped out of the truck, ran around the front, and I'm waving. And Daryl in this 352 2-axle cab over to set of doubles on, white T-shirt, Ray-Bans, hair comb back, leans out of that door. How he did it, I'll never know. Just like that, full Monty. And it's one of those images that's been burned in my head, since that day. And it's just something, it may not mean anything to anybody else, but when I see a good friend or somebody, I just hope it puts a smile on their face like it did to me. Maybe it gives them a memory down the road too.
Well, I think what's happened here is you've brought that forward and it went viral. The only thing you're missing is the Ray-Bans, but I know you wear them all the time everywhere else. But I think this just brought that story forward and created a whole new, generation of guys that are going to probably be emulating that moment somewhere else another time to their friends. I see it coming, but what a great
And
shot,
that's what
man.
it's all about. It goes back to what you said. It's just like paying that stuff forward and carrying on stupid ideas and stupid traditions that mean something to us, how minute they may be.
Yeah, no, it was a good thing. Now, getting a little more into what you're at and doing now. I love it, Jake's for steaks.
Yeah, I couldn't resist a meal in there.
Hey, man, I would have ate there too. I had a buddy of mine send me a picture of a place somewhere back in the East Coast in Maine or somewhere, and it was called Testa's, and it was like a roadhouse diner, man. They specialty was steak and lobster. Go figure, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Myself had to be somebody I was related to, I'm sure. But
well,
yeah,
that's how we keep from getting hungry, is finding good food.
Oh, well, there's the current ride right there.
Yes, sir.
Looking good, and I gotta say, there's a whole lot of pictures of that truck out there, and some of them that came in real nice looking from Red Bluff this year up at the Frenchie's Truck Jamboree.
That was such a great opportunity to be a part of, and a great show. And Eric, everybody did a good job putting it together. It was, for a first show, it was really impressive.
It was that, and I guarantee you, from what I'm seeing so far, and sitting in on the meetings of the upcoming second rendition of it, it's going to be another good one too. And yeah, you know what, Dan, that's right. And Dan, Dan just made mention of something. I'm gonna bring that up too, because I just happened to share that or bring that photo up, and there it is right there. Look at that guy.
I still can't. That was a couple of years ago, and I still can't even wrap my head around that idea. Dan must have took a lot of pity in Biggie, and that's just one of those moments that will be with me till the bitter end. And I still will never understand why, but it's just the most awesome thing to happen.
Yeah, well, it happened to the right guy. Trust me, they know what they're doing, and that tradition is certainly being carried forward as well. So, congrats on that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, there was another photo of you guys, and it was actually Big E and Dan and you.
Yep.
I didn't have a copy of that one to bring up, so I brought the other one up of just you. But I think that the one I did see was one that was your picture ended up on the banner at the show, and yeah, it's kind of interesting how that happened. But Dan will shed light on that, I'm sure, at some point, and share that information, that part of the story. But looking forward to Trucking for Kids this year, and the reason I bring that up is because now we have this West Coast swing going on, where we've got the show in Red Bluff. They got C.G. Souza's memorial show going on in the Valley, and then we'll have Trucking for Kids happening this year, which, of course, in case everybody doesn't know, and I don't know who doesn't know by now, 10-4 Magazine is now the proud responsible parents of Trucking for Kids show. Took that on this year, and we were handed the keys from Diane and Frank, and we're taking that forward. There's already been a planning meeting, I believe it was last week, so things are rolling along in the direction we hopefully want them to go. We'll see as time goes on, but definitely looking forward to that. So you're going to be down to Trucking for Kids again this year?
We're going to do our best. We're going to do our best and try to get down there. I try to just, I still got to work and try to get in and get out of these great venues and visit with everybody and catch up. And now with California, like you said, with 3 big shows, it's just an awesome opportunity for everybody across the state. If you can't make one, maybe you can make the other and still be able to visit with everybody and be a part of this. It's just amazing after all this time how it's growing even bigger yet when people are talking about, the change in trucks, and so many people aren't interested, and so many are, and here we are now, boom, in California with 3 massive shows and great people behind the scenes keeping it going.
I agree. I do. Yeah, CG, no problem, buddy. Little drop note there from CG Souza. Yeah, and CG, your show turned out really good too, man. I mean, be it was a little warm, but hopefully we can get the air turned on this next year for that one, and we can get things kind of more favorable. Same thing in Red Bluff. We want nice weather so we can be not dying out there in the heat. Although
it got a little warm.
What's that?
It got a little warm. I was happy for friends that had empty reefers and we could lock inside and raise pellet jacks from the front to back. And nobody died, but there were some close calls for sure.
Hey, man. I got to tell you, man, that corner, because where we were at with our booth, you'd pull out of there and turn left and go into that area where all the trucks are at. And right there you were on the right. And I go by there every time. And I swear every time I go by, John, come by and get a beer. And I don't remember if I did or not, but I wanted to get into the cooler with you guys and hang out for a while, but I never had the freaking time. I was running pretty much the whole time.
We'd go sit in the reefer for a little while, race pallet jacks back and forth and kind of cool off, and then run back over under the shade tree and make camp. And it was pretty good time for everybody. Nobody died, but we're good. And you're always welcome for your beer at our camp. But I'm going to offer, whether you take it or not on the clock, that's on you. But we're going to keep the offer out there, John.
Yeah, no, I've got it. Hey, Miss Julia, can you grab my refreshment, please? She's gonna. I don't want to leave the camera here and out of the studio. She's going to take care of me. Her and her bad back. She just got in from the city, and her back is out. So I don't know what we're going to do, but hopefully it'll help. It'll heal itself here tonight and tomorrow. She's got the weekend off. So
a cocktail's a good start to fix anything.
You know what? I agree. And I have, let's see, I didn't have one yesterday or the day before. So
you got some catching up to do.
And this one, I got this one in your honor.
I'm glad you can, because I'm sitting here in my truck, so I better not.
Well, I've got this in your honor, and I got it one that's big enough for both of us.
There you go. That's my boy. Yeah.
PBR 24, baby. Here we go. Oh, love the sound of that. Where are you at right now, by the way?
Cheyenne, Wyoming. It's a brisk cold out, I'll tell you that. A little breezy coming across 80 today, but Wyoming has 2 seasons, construction and winter. So here we are.
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
Yes, sir.
I've done my time in Wyoming. I was there, and it was a little town called Wamsutter, Wyoming. You ever heard of it?
Oh, yeah. I pass it every week.
You do? Okay. Yeah. Well,
I'm going one way or the other. And I drive right by it. They got a Love's there that, I just drive by, look over, and thank God I don't have to fuel the Love's.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I was there, I was a kid, and I was working for a company. Let me get Dan up here. There we go. Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest. That's pretty good stuff, Dan. That's fancy for me. I'm good with my PBR, but I like that too. The Sierra Nevada is good stuff. I was a mechanic for a rent-a-car company. We used to rent vans, cars, everything, pickup trucks, you name it. Had a motorhome that a family rented for a vacation. It broke down in Wamsutter, Wyoming. I had to go back and rescue it.
Holy cow.
Yeah, this was, back in those days, man, I don't think there was, I don't know if there was a lack of services or just people didn't think it out. But to send me all the way from California back there to pick up that motorhome, I think they should have scrapped it, but they didn't. They sent me.
There's plenty of them that get scrapped all winter across there when they get blown over anyway. So
right. Oh man, I'll tell you. When I was trucking, I didn't run guys out that way very much, if ever, because we didn't need it. We had the West Coast pretty much covered. We were running up and down out of California, Arizona, Oregon, Washington. I bought an end dump from a guy in Indiana, sent a driver back there to get it. And this was back in 04, 5, I don't know, somewhere 6, whatever it was. Things weren't quite where they're at. Like in this studio here, I'm sitting here, man, I got, 2 32-inch monitors and a 28 over here that I'm looking at where you're at. And back then, though, I had all the cameras, all the road cameras up, and I'm watching all the road conditions and giving my driver the information on the Nextel for him so he can keep ahead of the weather. Because it was like you said, man, there was exits where the cameras would show you what it was doing. And there was some of them, it was like somebody pulled a white curtain in front of the camera.
Yeah, and that's how it is now. And, when I started running across here, your Weather Channel was stopping at Zap Brothers in Salt Lake or Joanne's Gear Jammer or Little America and talking to somebody and hoping they weren't lying to you, because the Wyoming windsock is a chain welded together, and you just went and you hoped if you were light and you come into it, that you had a loaded reefer beside you for a little while or something. And in those days, I pulled a tanker. It wasn't so bad that tanker empty or loaded, buck plenty of wind. It wasn't a big deal. But there's plenty of times that you'd be next to a dry van or something or an empty cow truck, and you just stay beside them and get them across there. And maybe they bought you a steak dinner on the other side, or maybe you bought them one. That's just all you had to go with.
That was a good one, by the way. Chain is a windsock. I like that.
Yeah, the Wyoming windsocks, the chain stuck down at 90 degrees.
I think you're right on that one. Right now you're sitting in your truck and you got it running and keeping yourself warm, and so you're in a nice spot. You got yourself a nice place to get something to eat at nearby.
Yeah, I'm over here at Little America in Cheyenne, not the one out on the west side, and they got a phenomenal ribeye and they got a great bar. It's quiet. Little parking here and there. I kind of know where to hide in here to get parked. And usually when I leave home, I try to get into Nebraska, but they got good internet here and they got a great ribeye. So I kind of use good internet for a reason to grab a good ribeye tonight. So thanks for that, John.
Yes, sir. I try to help where I can. Let's talk a little bit about Gus. Unfortunately, and those of you that tuned in to catch our cover trucker of the month, Gus Hulstein, he's sick. So he worked all day today and did what he had to do to, take care of business. He was feeling it yesterday when we talked. He said, he didn't know what was going to happen, but he'd try. So he can't talk. He's coughing. And it's just, time for him to go and sign out and just relax and catch a good, night's rest. So, seeing some stuff here and there all over on Facebook, and I saw you made a real nice post on his behalf. In fact, I don't miss much, man. Here's look at that. Recognize that dash? Yes, we do. Right?
Yep, absolutely.
So, tell me about how you met Gus and
I haven't known Gus as long as a lot of people probably. I met him in person for the first time, if I know right. Justin and I went to Brooks in 2017 or 18, and I just loved that truck, and I'd heard a lot of good things about him, and it just kind of wanted to go meet the guy. And so we went over there and visited, and he's busy. We're all busy, come and go, a few phone calls here and there. And it wasn't until the last little while over some other stuff that I reached out to him on, and we, in my opinion, he's probably going to disagree, but that's okay. In my opinion, we just clicked, and we our similarities were just, when you think somebody or in the same, maybe have the same values on the same side of how you grew up, whatever, and you just click, and it just kind of happens easy. And man, next thing you know, I call him up, we're on the phone for a couple hours, and then we're sending pictures back and forth of his dad's stuff, my dad's stuff, our stuff, and our ideas, and his ideas. And it's just like, you're on the phone all day here and there. And when you said earlier about there's plenty of guys out here doing things, you just don't see them. Gus, to me, is one of those guys. He's out there just pounding away, raising his family, carrying on, just another day for him and his lifestyle from his family. And basically just taking that next step for his generation. And there's a lot of people that probably wouldn't know he's around if it wasn't for the exposure he got from you. And I feel like those are the genuine guys. Gus, he don't care if he's on the internet or gets a like on a picture or nothing. He's just out there being him and doing his thing. And I just respect the crap out of that. And our connections with how we grew up and the people we know, throughout our lives and our short shirt tail connections. And then here we are, on the phone for the last while for just a couple hours, and you get off the phone and your cheeks hurt from laughing, and you feel good about our industry. And it's like, this is why we do this, and sometimes it's going to a truck show or, something where you get around like-minded people and you leave there with some wind in your sails. And after beating across Wyoming nonstop all winter long, And it doesn't have to be a show, just a phone call with somebody like Gus and a few others out there like that. It just makes you remember why you still do this.
Well, everything you said, I agree with, and I love the feel good moments, the people that you meet along the way on the road. For me, it was the guys on the road and the guys at the shows. I mean, I've still got relationships with people that I met at shows back in the day when I was out there playing that game, and we see each other, and it's like, hey, we may not talk in between, and a lot of us don't, unfortunately, and I don't know why that is. I think it's just busy, wrapped up, whatever. We're doing what we're doing, but you find people, and it becomes pretty special relationships. You get friends on here that kind of become family, and especially if meet a guy like Gus. You guys are running some of the same territory or out of the same territory and running the same areas, and
Well,
go
that's the
by each
thing.
other.
He's like, without even having to know, like, I'll see him in these crazy hours when I'm out there, crazy hours, and you just kind of giggle. And it's like, here's this large ride all lit up, and, something he put together. And you pass him out there on 84 in the middle of the night or something. And it's just trucker stuff. He's out there doing it, and it just makes you smile to see guys out there like that still.
I agree. You and I had a conversation last night too that was, kind of relevant to that, and again today too. And that's that. We never know who we're talking to. We don't know who's out there watching, who's paying attention, and in our industry, and I believe you do a fantastic job of this. And I always say this, go out there and make us all look good. I believe you're one of the guys that does that, Jake, and I appreciate it. I know everybody else does. I mean, obviously you made it into the magazine on the cover, and a position of this is who we appreciate, and those are the folks that make it on there.
Well, that means a lot. That's a bold statement too, and I appreciate that. And for me, it's just, I want, being leased to Ram, half the reason I'm here is I feel that they have a level of expectation of customer representation and truck representation. And when you're a customer, it's me, but it's them, it's a trucker in general, and maybe somebody had a bad experience with one, and maybe you can help change that. And our industry just such has a negative impact, and it's up to everybody. If you can sit around and bitch about it, or you can take a shower, put on some clean clothes and a smile, and make somebody's day a little bit better. Get after it.
Well, I agree, and I think what you said right there. It's about putting others in front of you instead of thinking about yourself. And Christine Hulstein, there you are. Hi, Christine. How are you? Nice to. And if I'm not mistaken, that is Gus's mom, right, Christine? So nice to have you on the show. Sorry, Gus couldn't make it, but he's not feeling it. So help your boy and get him some chicken soup, I guess, huh? It's funny, man. I on that same premise, talking about who's paying attention, who's watching you when you're out there, what you're doing. Look, hey, we all have a tendency. We have moments. We do. We all have our moments, and so none of us are perfect. Believe me.
Absolutely.
But on the bigger picture, we're all trying to do the right thing, and in our conversation just a little bit today too, I mean, look at you, man. You're all cleaned up and looking good, and that old timer that posted in the lounge the other day, what he was talking about, how he is his own guy, but he gets up and he puts on a uniform, and he's clean and proper, and he's out there driving his truck, and that's his style. Now, and all that being said, listen, I don't wrong anybody for how they, what they wear, what they're dressed like, or whatever. I've always said, be yourself, be you. And that's kind of the best way to be. It's safer that way. And you do what you do.
You just be you. That's what you hit the nail on the head. Everybody else is taken, so just be yourself. If you're from a certain area that dresses a certain way, if you're from Southern California and you got that vibe going on and you do that thing, then do it. Just be you. Like you just, and that's some of the problem is people try not, they lose sight of that. And I watched my dad leave the house every Sunday and come home every Saturday dressed, and when he was at Dirksen, they had a dress code and facial hair code and everything. And all of his friends were dressed a certain way and clean, and it was just, that was your job. You went to work every day and you dealt with customers and the public, and you never know who you're talking to. And that first impression means everything to everybody, no matter how you want to slice it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see and read a lot of stuff of, guys, Dan, flip-flops out there in shorts and driving the truck, and, and guys get on guys about that. And, I'm not going to wrong anybody for like that, but, when it comes to it, whatever your job is, if it means you're just driving the truck and you're, drop and hook kind of guy, maybe flip-flops will get you through the day, and that's okay. But, I think everybody has to be smart about it too.
Yeah.
I'm bringing up the pictures in the background.
I love that picture. I just love that picture.
Yeah, these are all the photos that are of basically their museum up there.
Yeah.
Gus, his dad, his grandpa, everybody. These old trucks, man. I swear they got their own, salvage yard museum and parts thing going on up there with everything that they've had and kept over the years. So they kind of do what they want. And we'll get this story, guys. Like I said, Gus isn't feeling it. And yes, that Christine is Gus's mom. And hey, there's Gus. All right.
It's about time. We're running out of stuff to talk about. It's a good thing you showed
up. Hang on one second. Now I'm getting...
Everybody's probably wishing I'd lose my voice so Gus could be all right.
Yeah, I love it. Dan Linss. Yeah, I can wear flip-flops. We all know how that turned out there, Mr. Linss. Yeah. You still wearing that boot on your foot there, my friend?
Mr.
Yeah, and Christine Hulstein, there you go. And that is like I said, Jake's mom. Hey Jake, here's a message for you. But I mean, Gus's mom. Here's a message for you, Jake.
They'll be in the mail.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but okay. Well, Christine, here you are. You're in the midst of it. I'm glad you know where to find it now. We're here every Friday night for now. We're thinking of changing that up in 2022. We're thinking of changing our night and our time, but stay tuned. We'll definitely let people know where we're going, what time, and what day of the week we'll be doing the show. That looks an awful lot like somebody's truck that I used to know.
That's a sharp looking truck right there. There's so much going on, just simplicity and cool at its finest.
That is. I mean, yeah, there you go. Back in the day, man. Now everybody wants to be, large and low. Back in the day, it was large and tall.
Right. And then to do low, there's some trucks back then. You look at what they had to do or what they did back then, like lower in toolboxes and, fatter tanks, and all aesthetically. It's amazing. It's amazing the little touches you can do that change the look of everything with just so minimal effort.
Yep.
But they had to think of that, They had to stand back and look at it and go, what can we do? This is what that's
so
all.
In the magazine, the story that Dan wrote this month about Gus, he talks about his dad, who was making suggestions to his dad about flap weights, as kind of, why don't you try doing some flap weights, make a cool chrome flap weight, and this is back in, when it was, the 70s, I guess, that they were talking about that. And I'm thinking to myself, and this is the conversation you and I were having, all these trucks, man, you go back to this time, back when Gus was a kid, and even us back in the early 2000s, I mean, the real early 2000s, a lot of the stuff that was on our trucks, we made.
Everybody made everything back then. And then you think, and Gus and I had this conversation the other day, you think about back then, before stainless steel, before any of the accessibility that they had, like, chrome weights, a couple of trips to the Northwest, and they were trash. Metal lug nut covers on the front were chrome, and a little bit of salt and sand from the road, and the effort it took to stay on top of it in those days is just tremendous to what it is now. We have it made now. It makes it so easy to take care of it with stainless steel and these plastic chrome products that just kind of last through a winter. And back then there was none of that. When you wanted to look good and stay sharp all year, you worked your butt off for it.
Well, it was a different era, a different time. There was a lot of different ways to get it done, and we had to make them up as we went, because we were the ones setting that trend and getting it done.
I remember sitting like most kids were playing catch with their dad. He was showing me how to put blue dots and turn signal lenses in the garage on a Saturday. Like, and he had this shoebox with the holes in it. He could take his dash bulbs out and spray paint them, because we all know those little plastic bulb condoms they had back then. They lasted about a week. They get hot and melt, and they weren't any good. Once a month we were spray painting light bulbs in the garage and drilling holes in lenses, and you just sat in the garage and tinkered all weekend.
I'll tell you what, man, I used to buy watermelon lenses by the box.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
And those of us that know. So enough said.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. You had to keep 5 in your side box anyway, let alone at home.
Now here's a shot, man. And this was another reason I thought, man, this kid, I bought I think it was a 74 Pete, and it's the one with the flat dash on it. Before they had the Corvette dash. This was just that flat panel dash, and it was a 74 Pete transfer like he's got here. I mean, it looked a lot like that truck too. It's amazing. Same kind of transfer setup. I don't know if that's an old Superior or what that is, but yeah, that's an oldie but goodie right there. And you know what's cool about? So here's what I loved about guys with these older trucks like this. Look at those wheels.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what anything else looked like, man. Those wheels were shining, baby.
That was the whole thing. Like, even LA, like when I was growing up, them guys pulling containers out of the bay, they might have 2 different color fenders and their hood flop and whatever, but that aluminum looked like dripped chrome.
Yep,
I mean, aluminum was on point, and they had the stance and the look, and nobody cared about paint.
Look at that. Funny. No, now it's what do they call it? Patina?
Patina. Yeah, patina. That's my way of getting away with it. I just use a fancy French word and get out of having to paint my truck.
Now that right there is it, man.
So I remember the first time like I saw that truck and on 84 one day, like I about fell out of my window on my own. I'd never seen it in person years ago, and it was at a turnout going east, and I was going west through the canyon there along the lake, and I'm a sucker for tall beer cans and just old trucks, and that thing had it going on. Yeah. If this thing here doesn't move you, you're just un-American. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, that's about it on the photos for now. I had more, but I'm going to save it for next week. And
let Gus give his side of the story and talk about everything that moved him and made him. Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely. We'll get him in. And Gus, if you're still watching, we'll get you in. I'm going to do next week's show on Wednesday, I think. So we'll have you in on Wednesday. We'll figure out that the way to do that. Randy Larson, old school cool. Absolutely. Yeah, man. Gus says, you guys cracking me up, man. So yeah, that's it. That's what we do.
Well, I can't get off the phone with him. My sides hurt, my cheeks hurt. It makes me laugh. I can't talk when I get off the phone with him.
Well, then that was a good call then, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, I appreciate you coming in tonight and taking the time out of your evening, and time's precious, so I appreciate that.
No, it means a lot to me. You guys took the time for me. It's just it's a pretty awesome opportunity. I thank you and Dan both there by 10-4. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely, man. We love you, and you're always part of our 10-4 family. Obviously, that's something we share as a special connection with our cover truckers. That is your definite extension into the family of 10-4 magazine and Studio 10-4 and all the things we do here. So yeah, we love having you on board, and can't wait to be at a show again soon with you and hang out. And
looking forward to it. Man. I'm looking forward. This time, take me up on a beer.
I will. You know what? Every show, things get a little better organized as to what I do, and hopefully we'll have it all figured out for the most part. You just got to put your camera on the golf cart, like in a stationary position, so nobody knows that you're having a beer to smoke with me, and we'll just face it the other way. Don't tell Dan, but we'll get this figured out. We got this. Dan, thank you, buddy. Dan saying thank you.
Thank you for your time tonight, Dan. I appreciate it a lot.
Hey, by the way, I asked you, if you've got a subscription to the magazine, and you said you don't, you do now. So we're gonna hook you up 1-year subscription to 10-4. So we'll be shipped. You let us know where you want it shipped to, and it'll be there for you every month when you get back home.
Oh, John, thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dan says, wait, what?
We got this worked out. It's all right, Dan. We got this.
Mitchell, wait a minute. Mitchell, Deanna, wait a minute. Oh, Bottomley. Hey. Yeah. Okay. That always throws me. So you got the Mitchell, Deanna, Bottomley right there, right? Oh, Dan says just 6 months for Jake Bass.
All right. We'll take what I can get.
Hey, you know what? Make it up as we go. We really do. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and making it such a great show. I want to thank Pittsburgh Power. Like I said, longtime marketing partner, of course, of 10-4 Magazine. You guys get a chance to check out their product, Max Mileage. That's a product you can put into any combustion engine. It's a catalyst, a fuel catalyst, guaranteed to increase your mileage, performance, and life and longevity of your engine. So check it out. Renegade Products USA, keeping everybody shiny coast to coast and on those corridors that some of us run. That's north and south. They're keeping us shiny, man. It's a lot of that stuff being used right now. So I hear it's already winter up there in Pacific Northwest, and they're throwing down the de-icer and everything out there, right?
It's here from here to Nebraska right now. We're in it to win it now.
Yeah. So keep your guys safe out there. Keep yourself looking good, and do the best you can with all that. We actually ran long tonight, so gee, I don't know how that happened, Jake.
Now, if I never learned to shut up, we probably got this done 10 minutes ago. So you can blame that one on me too. It's okay.
Well, I want to say happy Thanksgiving to you, because we probably won't talk next week. And you, your wife, your whole family, y'all take care and have a great Thanksgiving together. And
to you and your family as well, and everybody at 10-4. Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Jake, take care. We'll talk soon. Okay.
Okay. Have a good night. Toodaloo.
Right on. Jake Bass there, folks. One of the great guys out there in the industry, and just a lot of fun to hang out with, and catch on the radio anytime you're driving around out there and you happen to see that ride of his out there. Shout him up. I'm guessing he's on 19. Give me a nod if it's 19, Jake. Yeah, and hang on. You know what? I can bring him back. What channel are you on?
Well, it's a whole West Coast thing. 17 north and south, and 19 going east. Why California has 3 radio channels, I'll never understand. 15, 19, and 17. But 17 in California and West Coast, and 19 when you point her that way.
Well, you know what I always used to say? If you build your radio right, they can hear me on all of them.
You know what? I'm going to get a bumper sticker made like that. I put it on the back of my trailer next week. Absolutely.
All right, brother. You take care. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that's a true story, man. I still have that radio too. It's resting. It's waiting for another day. So listen, everybody, I appreciate it, man. What a great show. Even though Gus couldn't make it, we do hope he gets better, and he's got himself a cold that's knocked him down a bit, but he got out, he took care of business and worked today, and just a testament to his work ethic. He took care of business, but now he's got to rest and get himself better so he can go out there and do it again. Everybody, appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, next week, we look like we're going to probably do it on Wednesday. I'll try to get a promo up on Monday so that you guys know what's going on. Probably be an earlier time on Wednesday as well. So the good thing is, even if you can't make the show live, you can tune in and certainly watch the playback later on Facebook at your leisure. And if you guys don't know, some of you I'm sure do, you can watch our stuff on your TV at home. If you've got a smart TV, load the Facebook app onto your TV and dial it in. You can watch anything we do, anything we live stream or have live streamed in the past. You can watch it on your TV. We're available on any device. So look forward to seeing you guys next week. Keep the shiny side up. Thanks again to all of our sponsors, Pittsburgh Power, Max Mileage, Renegade Products, of course. And thanks for Jake Bass taking the time to sit back and chat with me and talk about some of the good stuff in the industry and how much we love trucking. So you guys take care. We'll talk soon. We'll see you next week.